Hello. How can I help you? Ah, you're a member of the Noirval family. In that case, you must be here to pick up those writing supplies, is that correct? Wonderful. Let me take a look at the manifest. Oh my, there's quite a bit here. If you don't mind me asking, what is all of this for? Perhaps I could recommend some of our other products to help. Ah, I see. Yes, I have heard of the Noravals have fallen on hard times. I must say, it speaks volumes of your family's character that you haven't let that trickle down to us ordinary folk. So, this is all to help you recognize your financial records to see if you can find wasted expenses. Well, that's quite sensible. If there's anything I can do to help, please do tell. Although, in the meantime, I may have to ask for your help first. Oh, no, nothing like that. We're just a bit short-staffed at the moment, and I have trouble with some of the heavier boxes. Could I ask for your servant to carry them out of the carriage? Ah, I see. You have none to spare. That makes sense. With your financial troubles. Well then, I hate to ask a noble, but could you possibly help me with them? Oh, thank you. You are so generous. Please follow me to the back. Stay quiet. I'll knock you out if I have to. Ah, you recognize me just by my voice? I must have made quite an impression on you. I suppose that was bound to happen. You don't easily forget the voice of someone who held a knife to your throat. I'm glad I decided to disguise it. What do you think of my disguise? I guess it was good enough to fool you. Oh, please, it's not even my best work. One time I had to disguise myself as a literal child. Now that was a challenge. As for why I'm here posing as a storekeeper, well, there's a few reasons. The first reason is that I wanted to let you know that I'm still keeping an eye on you. You've done well not to tell anyone of our meeting, but you're starting to get a little bold with your questions about the Blancmont family. Never forget, you mustn't let anyone realize that you and I are affiliated. Not unless you join the Blancmonts. Well, of course, I could have just snuck into your room again to talk to you about this. If I were some rank amateur, any decent assassin won't use the same approach twice. It's a good way to get caught. I doubt you would set any kind of trap for me. And I really doubt that any trap you would set would actually catch me. But there's no reason for me to be careless. No, I'm afraid I haven't had much luck in finding some other arrangement. I've persuaded many possibilities, but I keep arriving at the conclusion that so long as you remain part of the Noirval family, you will remain a threat to the Blancmonts. It's quite the conundrum. Sometimes I wish that you weren't so competent. But then I realized that if that were the case, I likely wouldn't have fallen for you in the first place. And as easy as it would have made things for me, I can't say that I regret falling in love with you. For the longest time, the only thing in my life was my career as an assassin. It feels liberating to have another goal now. Something else to return my attention to. I haven't given up yet, of course. If all possibilities, I want to find a way to make this work for the both of us. Kidnapping you doesn't strike me as a very good way to begin a relationship. Speaking of which, I was thinking that perhaps I didn't give you the best impression of me last time. Yes, the death threat was the main issue. It was an empty threat, but I imagine that provides little comfort, doesn't it? I made you feel unsafe in your own home, in your own bedroom. That's the sort of thing that can stay with a person. And though I don't see how else I could have done it, I regret it nonetheless. But aside from threatening you, I feel that I've only presented one side of me to you. My professional side. I just want you to know that while I am an assassin, I'm not just an assassin. I have other aspects to my personality. I'll confess, even at the best of times, I'm not always especially expressive. When you make a living by killing, you start to feel a bit numb to things. But still, I do like to laugh from time to time. And I have my own pastimes. So, although I am still looking for solutions, I would like to have the chance to show you a slightly more personable side of me. Perhaps if I can successfully woo you, you'll decide to come over to the side willingly. That would solve everyone's problem at all once. Yes, I suppose I am. I'm asking you out on a date. I'm fairly confident that if I am given the opportunity to show you what I can bring to a relationship, you'll find yourself drawn to me as I am to you. So, this is what I was thinking. A week from tomorrow, after the sixth bell has rung, we'll meet in front of the local tavern. I'll be in disguise, obviously. It wouldn't do for you to be seen as a blank mot while I see you. So, when I see you, I'll approach you and say, "You're neither early nor late." That's how you'll know it's me. We can get a drink and a bite to eat, and then I'll take you out to a play. I quite enjoy theater, and I've selected one of my favorites. After that, well, we can keep it a surprise. What do you think? I can't exactly threaten you to agreeing to this. It would defeat the whole purpose of endearing myself to you. All I can do to convince you is to promise you an enjoyable evening. I suppose if you need incentive, you could consider it to be a chance to woo me back. I don't find it likely, but perhaps you could convince me you're worth abandoning the blank wants after all. Oh, so you don't need convincing, do you? Well, that's quite flattering. In that case, thank you for giving me this chance. I do feel a bit silly, though. I'm supposed to be a hardened killer, but I feel just a bit giddy that you agreed to this date. Maybe it's because it's new territory for me. I've been in relationships before, but only ever as a part of a cover. Usually to extract information or get close to someone. So, while I'm not inexperienced, this will be my first real date. I suppose I'll really have to put my heart into this one. I've always done just enough to be appealing to my dates. Trying to go above and beyond for someone. That's going to feel strange. Oh well. That's sweet. It makes me happy that you feel excited as well. I must say, I wasn't expecting you to be quite so amiable after last time. I mostly just pushed my feelings onto you and made it your problem. True, I did spare your life, but that's rarely considered a noble thing. I've spared a small number of people, or at least tried to, but they always responded by attacking me or trying to expose me. I'm grateful that you're different. Well then, it seems that we'll be seeing each other again very soon. I have to leave very soon, I'm afraid. The store owner will be back from the errand I tricked him into a few minutes ago. When he gets back, I'll need to be gone. Or he'll have some questions for me, best left unanswered. Ah, right, the boxes. Sorry, I don't have time to help with those. You can wait for the owner, if you like. But, just before I go, just keep an eye out. You're very vulnerable today. Once again, you are very fortunate that I don't wish you harm. You're a normal. I may not be the only assassin you ever encounter. I couldn't stand the thought of you being killed. For now, try not to be alone with strangers. If you really can't spare servants, then find a friend or family member to stick with you. Take care. I can't wait for our date.